Is that just a dark color? It looks pretty clean. Go ahead and number. Yeah, it was dirty. That was number 2. Yeah, people don't watch that. They can store my valves. Gotta be in junk valves. Okay, go ahead and dump it. Oh, hell yes. See, this is probably, okay, that one definitely goes upside down when we put it in the rack. Go ahead and dump her. Boy, look at that. Definitely dirty in that one.
Wow. Look at the magnetism in that.
Yeah.
Tried to pick the armature up with the spring. This one is dirty.
So it's probably just 2 of them that were...
3 of them.
Oh, I stopped recording. That was done. Okay, go ahead and... is that all of them?
Yep, that's number 6.
Okay. Wow, okay. That's enough. So, okay, here's the test results. Now, if you're curious to where all this came from, I'm going to show you, if you see this in your injectors, I'm going to show you where it comes from. There's 2 hiding spots for contamination. One is under the coil, like you see, and that destroys your injectors. It doesn't take very much time. And the other gathering spot that some people seem to overlook when they're doing a flush is their lift pump. So I'm going to show you some pictures of what I'm talking about here. As I'm going to show you what it looks like when we take them apart and inspect them, clean them, or replace them. This is your fuel filter housing. You can see a lot of that black in there, but that's nothing compared to what you're going to find in your lift pump. And of course in your tank. Now this contamination is everywhere, so everything needs to be flushed. But let's just take a few look-see and see how bad it can be. That's the bottom of a lift pump. Now you notice that's the same color as that stuff that came out of the injectors. Well, it likes to hide and get trapped down here. But the biggest problem with the injectors is they can't let any of this pass. They will trap every little bit of it and purify the whole tank. But you can imagine how much of a difficult time it's going to be for it to completely purify what you're seeing there. Okay, and that's only one piece of this puzzle. There's a lot of this fuel pump that you're going to see here shortly. Other pieces in it that also will be contaminated as well. Bottom line is all this has to get clean. The tank, the rail, the CP3, tubes, you name it. If you don't, your new injectors are going to go right back at purifying your tank. And of course they're going to get destroyed in the process. It won't take very long at all for this stuff to get right back into them and destroy them. Now some people believe that their 2-micron filters in an expensive outfit hanging from under their truck can save them from this, and that's absolutely false. Nothing can stop this micro-contamination that are in 1 and 2 and 7, 5 microns. Nothing can stop them as well as your injectors, because they have the advantage of added heat, and also they're only a few microns of clearance between them, so everything gets ground up into the pumps from this cycling over and over through all 3 pumps. Ends up turning into a fine mixture of microparticles of all different sizes, and they will find every place they possibly can to fit inside your injectors until they build up enough of themselves to get to the point where, well, as you can see, where they start seizing the injector parts up, the needle and of course the valve stem. The microparticles will build a layer in there, kind of like a liner, and they can only take so much in like a filter to become full. And of course that's when you start smoking and acting silly. Otherwise, your injectors are made to last until they wear out, and that could be 300,000 miles with the proper lubrication and everything and cleanliness. But if you fail to flush this, you can see what's going to happen. And if it happens with me, you're in luck, because I'll probably take care of you. But you do that to a brand new $3,000, $4,000 set of injectors, good luck with that. Anybody with common eyes can see that, yeah, this is real. It does happen. And to the ones who think, well, that was just the filter doing its job, no. That's the filter screaming that your system's about ready to go down and take everything with it, your fuel system. And now, in case you're wondering how I learned this about microcontamination and filtration and that 2-micron filters simply do not work, well, right now you're looking in the bottom of my tank, and that had 3 2-micron filters in line. You've seen the 2, and you can see how effective that was at stopping it. Because see, even though your filters are 2-micron, they're not quite really 2 microns. Basically, at best, they're called 2-micron filters. But it, right out of the box, I'm sure you could shove a 8 or a 10 piece through there until, of course, it builds up enough in there to start blocking. But that's a different story for right now. Anyway, so your filters are full flow filters. And why it doesn't work, you can see right there in that tank that it didn't work for me. Okay, and that cost me a fortune. Kind of embarrassing. That was a long time ago, but holy cow, man, I tell you guys, you really have to get this out, and the filters just aren't going to do it. What I eventually ended up doing is sealing up the tank completely. What I didn't realize just how much tanks can actually breathe during the day, and what was doing is just the little vent hose were pulling in dust. And I just couldn't understand for the life of me how it kept getting in there. Well, now my tanks are completely sealed. I mean, you could turn it upside down and it won't leak. That's how sealed they are. And I haven't had any issues since. But this is what microcontamination, the small stuff, can do to your valve. Now, you notice those new Bosch valves that I just showed you. I buy those brand new, put them in, and they come back looking like this. Now this is water and micro contamination. Now it doesn't take very long, just like a water cutter, those high pressure water cutters with the sand, they can cut right through metal. Well, that's what happens. You put a little water in this valve with that micro contamination that's swimming right above this, right where you're seeing. That's where that puddle is when we dump the injectors. And well, golly, look what it did to that valve. Now those are expensive, and I'll tell you what, after you eat a couple of these, you're really, that hurts. That really, really does. So please don't do that. Okay, there's his test results. So here's a set of injectors that we tested that actually just kind of wore out. Although that is microcontamination. And given enough time, a year, whatever, it'll start eating your valve just like you've seen that last blown out valve. But anyway, that's a lot cleaner than of course anything else, these other ones. But you still have to clean this. If you clean this up as clean as it is, you won't have you get 300,000 possibly. You know what I mean? At least you'll have a chance to. That's with me playing with my millipore. So if you're wondering how big 1 micron is, or 0.4, check that out. That's 1 micron display decimal. Anyway, if you like this, feel free to distribute this video or paste a link, I mean, to wherever you wish, because I think people really need to see this. I just feel awful. People go out and spend all that money for a brand new set of wash, 3 to 4 grand or whatever, and then just wipe them out as fast as they put them in. And I mean, it's merciless. They will not give you the time of day. So maybe this will help somebody and also save your builder's reputation. Okay, I guess it's time for me to apologize for the poor video editing and spliced together. I really don't have much time to do this. In fact, I have no time. I work many hours. I mean, a crazy amount of hours every week. So when I get off work, I have to answer questions and do sales, and then I have to find this time to like make this video. And it's, like I said, it's challenging, but this is so important. I just hope that as many people can see it as possible, and hopefully it'll help. Okay, well, thanks for your time, and that's it.